Money can be a leading source of argument, among couples, or even financial infidelity. I don't read these articles ahead of time. And that's the great thing about this. You guys get to see how much tunnel vision I have. I did not see that financial infidelity, I promise you. Or the practice of keeping certain purchases or financial realities a secret. Here's the thing. If you don't look at your spouse's bank account, you won't know that they have bought something. What? And also, too, it's usually women trying to keep the birthday gift for the man a secret. But when you ask most men, they don't want anything. So you keep trying to keep something secret that you probably don't want in the first place, especially at the buy, because you had other priorities financially speaking. And that's the part. It's not about even an argument. It's like you're going against the framework. Why won't people just say that? We don't have any money, and then you're spending money we don't have. And you're talking about keeping the account separate. It's not about keeping this account separate or joint. You can't even, you're not sticking to the budget or the framework. As Rossman said, almost half or 40% of couples admitted to have secretly made a financial decision without consulting their partner. If you're not married, doesn't matter. It's not a secret purchase. If you're married, that's financial infidelity, and you need to sit down with either a marriage counselor, therapist, and or someone on the financial side. Definitely someone on the financial side, but possibly a marriage counselor. That's a significant problem. Especially in most cases, remember, people are spending money they don't have, like, and or going into debt, however you want to look at it. About 16% of couple respondents hid a purchase from their partner, while 22% admitted to withholding their credit card balance. Excuse me, y'all. Credit cards, here we go. I told y'all, I don't read these articles ahead of time. I mean, this is what it is. Further, 12% of male respondents said they hid cryptocurrency. Oh, I forgot. Crypto bros. Crypto's a thing now, ownership, because this is Gen Z, from a partner, compared to only 4% of women. Yeah. Baby boomers not gonna have any probably crypto data at all on them from a couple standpoint. However, couples who appreciate the idea of financial independence need to have open and honest discussions about money. Said, okay, again, Lindsay Bryan Podevin. I think the main issue with this article is people like myself who tell you don't join bank accounts if you're not married. Then we got people who are not married joining bank accounts, like, well, you shouldn't do that anyway. And then you're trying to compare those people who aren't married with joint bank accounts to people who aren't married as well with separate bank accounts. And it's like, well, one set of the people are doing it correctly. Not that you can't, because you can obviously join an account, have someone join your account who you're not married to. But that's what you shouldn't do. Then when we talk about getting married, right, then it's like, well, why do we need to join our bank account? It's like, because you're married now, right? You start bleeding things over. It's a whole, married free carry type of thing. It's like you separate things, not from like a joint bank account or separate bank account things, but you isolate things as far as, or let's say gatekeeping. Gatekeep is a better word, but like you wait until you do this to then do this. That's why I love, people play video games, but you understand like certain milestones or things you have to do before you unlock something else. Now, our life isn't set up like that right now, because in the world, there's so much freedom, so much choice. People can do so many things before you even quote unquote accomplish something. But it's like, before you go get your master's, you gotta get your bachelor's. Like everybody kind of understands that. All right, but imagine if we just let people enter, a surgeon program for brain surgery, and they hadn't even, achieved a high school diploma yet. It's not like some child prodigy. That would be out of whack and be like, yeah, you can't, you got to do these things before you can, become a brain surgeon. And we'll help you do these things, but you got to check these things off of, first off your checklist. If you and your partner decide to merge finances for shared responsibilities, discuss how much each person should contribute to the shared account. See, no, again, you on your joint bank account. Again, if you fund this money ahead of time, you operate in a situation where you live on less than you make. For people who are married, you live off of, if both of you are working, so you have at least a dual income, you do your best to live off the lowest person's income overall, at least from a necessity standpoint. Because remember, behind all of this is the student loan debt, is the credit card debt, is the car debt, is the debt when we're talking to these people. That's why, let me see, I got my head shaking here. I keep saying I got to redo my books. That's why when people flack on this guy right here, shout out to Dave Ramsey, no sponsorship. That's why when people, mainly Gen Z, give Dave Ramsey hell about his financial, ideology, I would say now it's just flat out principles. I mean, foundational stuff that everyone needs to do for the most part. As far as me not arguing with people, I don't argue with baby steps one. I don't really argue any of the baby steps. You can argue about the order, but I don't argue, about them at all. Unless you're anti-debt, it's kind of, you got to do them. But clean up your debt. Make enough money to live the lifestyle that you want to live. Don't talk about inflation, things like that. How much do you want to live? Understand how much money you make and understand the lifestyle that can provide for you. It's very simple. But in all of this, people have all these issues, all this financial security, all this type of trauma surrounding their finances, all this bad information, incorrect information when it comes to managing their finances. And then they get with another person in the same scenario. They'd be like, oh my God, our life is fucked. And it's like, yeah, then we're trying to over here help you guys, get your life back in order. And you're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy my life and go to Starbucks every day. All right, fine. But it don't make me pay more in taxes. We're gonna go back to taxes if I can, right? It's that simple. Such talks also help you come to terms about allowing each other some financial autonomy. All right, that's it, y'all. End of the episode. Again, as we go back, Gen Z couples are more likely than older generations to keep finances separate. Here's why, by Anna Teresa Sola. All right, y'all. End of the episode. Actually, out today. Let me get Dave out the way. I don't want to get in trouble like I'm trying to say it's my book or something like that. I mean, I got all my other books, there's kind of like background type of stuff. All right, y'all, I gotta redo my setup and stuff like that. Anyway, that's it, y'all. Locked and loaded. End of the episode again. I mean, I went on multiple tangents, multiple rants about joint bank accounts or keeping bank accounts separate. Let me be very clear. If you're not married, separate bank accounts, conduct your finance how you want to because you're not married. Whether or not y'all should live together, completely different situation. There's so many different types of relationships, situationships right now. But if you're not married, bank accounts separate until you get married. Now, for those who are married, bank accounts get joint. Only time your bank accounts should not be joined is if you're in a situation where someone, criminal, addict, things of that nature, where they're clearly mismanaging their finances or literally a risk from a financial standpoint. There might be a situation where you guys are married, filing joints from a tax standpoint, or however it is, you guys keep your finances separated. Or in the case where you just got married and you're trying to figure out how to merge or join your finances and you realize, dang, our stuff is just all over the place. You need to reach out, get some help to figure out how to actually join or merge your finances. When someone is joint, or when they talk about joint bank accounts, they need to stop calling joint bank accounts. They need to start saying putting a joint owner on your account. That's what we need to start saying. I don't believe we ever said the bank account was joint. We say, you got a joint checking, you got a joint savings, you got a joint money market, but everyone's account, when I will look up anybody's account, I need your name, like your information, who's the primary on the account. Now, if you tell me you're on the account, right, then I'll just search your name and then all the various accounts that you're on will show up. And then the account that, would have, your social link to it is I believe the account that have your social on it, that would be the account that you were primary on from a savings account standpoint. That links all the rest of your accounts. But if you come in and you don't say you don't know your account, the account that you're on, but hopefully your social. When I put in your social as the search, it would automatically pull up your account if you had one there as far as a primary individual account, however you want to phrase it. If you didn't know your social, I'll use your name, John Doe. Obviously, I need your birth date to filter through all the other John Does, but then I would see all other accounts. So if you're trying to find the account that actually your wife is the primary, it's actually her account, but you're joint on her checking account, you're trying to take money out of that joint checking account, then that's when I would use your name to actually figure out that. If for whatever reason you don't know your wife's name, your wife, for some people, you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know their wife's birthday, they don't know their parents' birthday. But something like that is how another way you could realize that the accounts are always separate. They're always separate. You don't have a bank account, then your spouse has a bank account, then y'all get married and you join your account, and now you just have one account and your accounts vanished that were separated. It doesn't work that way. It's giving someone else, your spouse in this situation, access to the funds, not saying they should access the funds. How you guys actually manage your finances is completely different than whether or not the account should be joined or not. Joining bank accounts does not have any determination on how you manage your finances. It gives you ability, more tools, as far as how you can actually manage your finances. But, you put your spouse in your bank account. Now that means you have to have, the bills account and money come out that account. That's not what that means. All right. That's it, y'all. Locked and loaded. End of the episode. Make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. Leave those rating reviews on the podcast platforms as well. My information, as well as my coach Jordan information, can be found in the description on YouTube. All right. Again, y'all, I talked about the out of context stuff that will be coming up. We're going to get back into these social media posts. I got a whole bunch I need to do. I was thinking about like doing sports stuff as well. Cause for those who don't know, I am terribly into sports, not as much as I used to be, but I still am, a crazy sports head out here. Shout out to Cam and Mace. Can you say sports head? What can you say now? Pause. Anyways, So that stuff will be coming up hopefully in the next month or so. I'll be, depending on, what it is, but the clips aren't, that long. It's a couple minute videos. So there'll be multiple topics covered when we do this out of context stuff, sort of like I'm trying to do with the money mindset now, and do my best to cover multiple articles depending on what the topic is. The topic is. All right. So if y'all don't know, first time listening, if we talk about student loans, know it's going to be a pretty long episode. And if we talk about joint bank accounts or separate bank accounts, it's probably going to be a long episode as well. Those are probably my two. Those are probably the things I'm interested in most. When I say interested, just the things that get me riled up. All right. And I try to give y'all, the best content. All right. That's it, y'all. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, again, you guys leave a comment. You can email us, reach out to us, DM us. Again, we appreciate y'all. Again, like I said, I do my best to respond to any comments y'all leave within 24 hours. We appreciate the continued engagement as far as on the videos. Keep doing whatever y'all doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. And the algorithm is helping us out, so we can continue to grow. We want slow and steady growth, but we want y'all to actually, get something out of this content and actually improve your life financially. That's why I tell y'all to reach out to me. And if y'all, I can start doing this live and leaving the links. Y'all can come up here. I've said many a times, I have no issue doing a coaching session live. You just got to be willing to dispense your information, or at least give me enough vague information to where I can actually help you. But, not saying I'm gonna do everything pro bono, but it's not to the point where, I don't do this and as a living. I'm a software developer and a scrum master now. But I got ways to make money, so I'm not worried about doing this. This is like to help people out and put more correct information, or at least from my viewpoint, into the world and help people get on a better track from a financial standpoint. And then Jordan, obviously, from a fitness standpoint. All right, that's it, y'all. Remember to save more and say less. Keep making better your best. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.